Hi everybody, welcome to the first module of WPF course for pyRevit users. In this first module, I want to introduce you to the basic terms like WPF, MVVM, XAML, and we're going to set up your development environment, so you're ready to create your awesome looking UI forms for your pyRevit tools, and you know what we're dealing with. In this first lesson, I want to introduce you to WPF and MVVM, because you will often hear these terms used together, so it's worth understanding what they mean. And let's start with the WPF. WPF stands for Windows Presentation Forms, and it's a modern UI framework created by Microsoft for building good-looking Windows UI forms or even the whole desktop applications. It offers a modern approach for designing user interfaces using XAML file format for our UI designs and .NET languages like C# or, in our case, R and Python, for writing the logic so we can connect the two, the logic and the front end of our forms. So the first thing you should understand is that we need two scripts. We need our XAML script and we need our R and Python script. XAML script will be the front end of our form. This is where we'll design the user interface design itself. Think of XAML as an HTML, but for UI forms and applications. It also has very similar syntax and logic to HTML, but obviously it has different attributes, events, the name of components, and so on. It allows us to create buttons, text boxes, lists, and other visual elements on our forms and set the actionable events to these components. And we will dive in XAML in another lesson in more detail. And the second script is the R and Python. This will be the back end of your forms. This script will handle the logic and interaction with the form behind the scenes. This allows us to provide our data to UI forms, monitor what happens, react to the events, and make changes in the form based on the inputs and obviously collect user input. WPF is super flexible. You can literally do anything you can imagine with these forms, but it all comes down to the skill limitations. But with our friend ChatGPT, this limitation is nearly gone because GPT is really good with XAML format and it can really help you a lot. I've tried to create WPF forms without any code myself to see how far can I push ChatGPT, and it can handle it really well. But I had to provide a working base from my WPF starter kit for pyRevit, so it knows the context where I can create my UI form, and it knows what's the bare minimum required. And while ChatGPT was great, I still needed to interrogate it for a while to solve all the issues on more complicated examples. But it's still 100% better than figuring it out on your own. And trust me, WPF is not an easy topic for Python users, because there is not a lot of information out there. Nearly everything is there made for the C#. But don't worry, I will teach you the basics during this course, and you will be able to easily create good-looking forms with WPF and R and Python. And keep in mind that to effectively create your WPF forms and get all the answers from ChatGPT, you still need to understand the basics of how to do it manually, so you know how to ask correct questions. And that's why we start with the basics, and we're going to be doing everything manually at first. And then in the last module, I will show you how to leverage AI to do it much better and much faster. And also, while talking about WPF, we should also discuss MVVM, which stands for Model View View Model. And it's a design pattern used for developing UI forms. In programming, there are design patterns, which give you strategy for different algorithms. It's really good topic to dive into if you consider yourself a Python intermediate or advanced user, but you can also learn design patterns some other day. I can recommend you this website for general design patterns, and there are a lot of examples even for Python, which are very good. Sorry, we're going a bit off topic here, so let's go back to the MVVM. In general, it's a design pattern for separating your graphic user interface, the front end of the application, and the back end of your code, which handles all the logic and computation. And there are three components in the MVVM. And the first letter M stands for the model, which represents the data and the logic of your application. Think of it as the part of your app that knows how to fetch and store data and implement different rules. It's all about managing the data behind the scenes. And the second letter V stands for the view, and it represents the front-end UI layer of your application. It's going to display all the data and all the UI components to your users, and they will be able to interact with them and leave you the user input. And lastly, the last VM stands for the view model, and it's like a translator in the middle of the view and the model. It prepares the data from the model to be compatible with your view, to display it correctly. Because when you use different components, you also need to use the right classes to fill out all the attributes to display them correctly in your view. And this is pretty much MVVM in simple terms. Let me explain it one more time, but in simple terms with an example. Let's say that we want to grab all views with Revit API and display them in a list box where we can select multiple. So firstly, we need a model. It's our Python script where we will fetch all the views, get all relevant information we might want to display, and prepare the logic of what to do next. Then we need our view, and this will be our form written in the XAML format. We can define a few text blocks, give it some context, create list box, and then later we will need to add our views to select from, and all the buttons to interact with as well. And lastly, we need the view model, which is going to be the translator between the view and the model. We can simply provide Revit API views to our form and expect it to display them correctly. We need to wrap this data inside of the view-compatible classes, so they can be displayed correctly in your view. And that's the bare bones of your MVVM. Model is for the logic, view is for our front-end UI form, and view model is a data translator between the model and the view, so everything works seamlessly. Alright, I hope it helped you understand what we are dealing with. And listen, for now, you still might be a bit confused about WPF and MVVM, but don't worry. You will learn the most about WPF when we will start coding different forms together. And as you've heard already, the best way of learn programming is actually by doing. And that's what I will focus on starting from the second module and moving forward. But right now, in the next lesson, we also need to set up your development environment for the WPF. And it's not complicated, and I will show you everything you need in the next lesson. So I'm going to see you there, where we're going to set up your development environment.